9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oop. Oop.
What the heck happened
Pete.
there? Oh, yeah. Okay, welcome everybody to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. I'm your co-host, New York Pete. I'm here with the Tipsy Toaster, and
Yo.
he's living up to the name because you caught him
Living La
taking
Vida
a
Loca, baby.
couple of sips. However, it's our season 5 of IFB, and
Hello
we're
there, Pete.
so happy about that.
What are you
It's
doing down
so
the
cool. What?
So
What'd
you're
you
kind
say?
of on the ground there. Let me fix you.
Yeah,
Keep
no, I don't
talking.
know why'd you
Keep
do
talking.
that. Okay, all right. Well, I just, it's
I
just
just belittling the colonials. That's all.
yeah, that's
Cylons are
exactly,
much
yeah.
higher. We look
Like
down on
that.
you.
Anyway, so thanks for joining us on our pop culture sci-fi entertainment channel. Full disclosure, Tipsy and I, we grew up watching, the great 70s and 80s TV and the movies, cartoons,
Actually, like that. That's more
everything
like
that went
mine.
on. Okay, what the heck? What is like? What are you
Sorry.
doing?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, boy. Anyway, yeah. See, that's what happens when you got two guys that grew up in the 70s and 80s. That's what you get. But anyway, listen, guys, we're here, we're about having some fun as well. You know that we happen to be really, really big classic Battlestar Galactica fans, and yes, very big.
Huge.
And
Huge.
huge. And
Huge.
so that's what brings us all together. That's the glue that kind of made IFB happen and keeps us going is the fact that, we are products of uh our youth. And that's
Products
what
of our
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
misguided but
Yes.
very
Misguided
sci-fi-ish.
but true.
Yeah.
Misguided but true. And so we have it's just insane today. We have a full house. So
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna have
know.
John.
I'm doing this all night.
Yes, we got John one. He's gonna bring us up to speed with some of the things going on.
Oh, that
I'm
reminds
gonna
me. I
tell
gotta bring
you,
him over too. Crap.
yep,
Okay.
I gotta
Keep
tell you
talking.
about New York Comic Con. We do a toast, and then we have a fantastic guest. This is so cool because you guys are used to having on a regular basis, we have a good diet of military sci-fi or sci-fi fantasy authors. But tonight we have an author that's also a podcaster. So he's a colleague of sorts because he does podcasting. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then following, we have our special guests from the Stokerverse. And so Dr. Mcauly is going to be with us. We're going to have Dacre Stoker, and they're going to have some really crazy announcements about the Stoker universe, where it's going, what's going on. Of course, Dr. Mcauly's usual, working on all the great franchises that are out there. You guys already know, from Star Trek to Star Wars to Doctor Who to, all the stuff that he does. And he's going to bring us in on that. And that's really, really cool. And as a matter of fact, Shane is going to be here. Shane Chebsey from his comic book publishing company. And on top of that, we have a returning guest. So stay tuned. I'm pretty sure we're confirmed. It's an artist that you guys know that's working very, very closely with Dr. Mcauly and the Stokerverse. So I need to confirm that he is going to be on with us as well. So there's four for you, and then we're going to be, I believe that the Admiral from the Star Trek Association, may or may not be. He's scheduled to come in, so Bran, I think, is gonna drop in and give us a quick update on the state of affairs with Star Trek. So we have a full house tonight, and I went to New York Comic-Con opening day. And man, let me tell you, it's for those of you that have been to a convention like that, it is insane. So, needless to say, upwards of 150,000 fans attend, at this one convention center called Jacob Javits. And it's from top to bottom and now into the building next to it. It's just wow. It's a big wow. I picked up a couple.
Still no
of
Dragon
things.
Con.
Well, we went to Dragon Con last year, which was awesome. And so we're working on it. Don't say no to Dragon Con, because I know that Superfan Fran and our own John One are actually working on setting up some panels and setting up some stuff. And we got a lot of stuff going on. Really cool stuff.
Oh, we bring John on for the toast. John, you got stuff for the toast? Nod your head. I can't hear you right now. Just nod your head. Okay.
Okay. He says
okay,
yes.
He's good. All right, give me a second.
All right. Okay. So you just say when.
He's got to tell his minions to be quiet. I can see it now. Hey, minions, quiet.
Be quiet or be okay.
Right,
or dungeon. Million years.
Right. There's pizza on there. All right, John, go ahead and talk for me.
Nope.
Try again.
See what happened. That's what happens. You admonish the minions, and then they pull the cords. All the wires get pulled. You're not allowed to talk to them like that.
Wiggle some wires, John.
Yeah, wiggle wires. Just wiggle wires, man.
Wiggle.
We have a bunch of.
Keep trying, John.
Things to
right,
this.
John's silent movie mode tonight. That's okay. He can still toast while he's playing around with the audio.
Yes,
okay.
That's right.
How about now?
There you go.
Oh, we got it. Okay.
All right.
So here's
button on top of the screen here. I couldn't figure it out, but when I hit it, it said unmute. So
it's the ONOFF button.
Yeah.
God, man, you got to watch out for that ONOFF button. That's almost bad as the MUTE button. So,
hey, John, bring Advil for your trip to Comic-Con, because it's
a lot of walking.
A lot of walking and standing, man.
There you go, Pete. Tonight. So we have lots of good coffee, but tonight I have.
You broke down? What'd you get? Rocket fuel. Oh, I wish I had that. I have mine, which is espresso. Thank you.
Ooh.
And so we are affiliated with Merlin's Munchie Coffee Company. So if you guys are looking for coffee and want to help IFB, make sure you go and order it through our QR code. So it's on our website.
And you can find that QR code on our Facebook page under Facebook.
It's
over there somewhere.
It's a Meta. All right.
Meta. So I'm sorry. Yes, you're correct.
I was corrected at LA Comic-Con a few weeks ago. Meta. So
Meta.
Yes. Meta. Yes. So I don't know. Fans fuel the fleet, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
As we always say, we appreciate you being here. We love the fans. This is what it's all about. You can have movies and actors and stars and everything else, but it's people who create the universes and the people who I keep wanting to say worship in those universes, but that's not quite the right word, but it's close. I would say we're very close when you say you're fanatics, but that's us. So here's to you. Because fans feel the fleet.
Fans feel the fleet, guys.
Thank you. And our guest is also toasting to everybody as well. So thank you.
Clint, you know what this one needs?
Yes. Oh, I know what you need. Yeah, here we go. Here it is.
Here we go.
Whiskey. Oh, Tito's.
That's a little good coffee there.
Last time he went like this, he went. Oh. Is there any coffee in that?
There's coffee in it. Just mostly, probably just fill it up just a little bit more. Hang on.
I know what that means.
There we go.
What are you doing? What is the matter with you?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Okay. Well, yeah.
There's always been something wrong with me. We know that.
All right.
Actually, have a good beer for later on. So cheers. Fans feel the fleet again.
Cheers.
Now this is the rocket fuel that is rocket fueled.
Oh my God, you're going to be tipsy. You're living up to the name. All right, it is what it is.
I'm telling you, that's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, of course it is. You're going to
That's
be.
really good.
I'm gonna.
I don't
watch
think it
to
was as
see
good as the
when your
last
eyes
week was
glaze
the
over.
amaretto and cherry. I think that was good with amaretto. But
Okay.
Tito's and rocket fuel. We're gonna go with that one. That's actually a really good combo.
Okay. You
Rocket-
enjoy that, my friend, and
You know I will.
so let's.
Vodka's always rocket fuel.
Oh my God. In the meantime, so guys, I like I said, I did a bunch of stuff, and I also want to include this.
What you got,
I
Pete?
made a lot of friends at the Brooklyn Sci-Fi Film Festival, and that's going on as we speak. Awards will be given out on Saturday.
Are they
One of
screening?
the-
Are they going to screen I know they talked about it, but
Yes, I spoke to the actual the general manager, the director of the
Oh
actual
wow.
festival.
John
and-
just got really excited.
yeah, and
He's vibrating in his seat.
he said he was going to I was a judge. I judged
wow.
like 19 or 20 shorts for the festival, and he is a Galactica fan, and he told me to send over our trailer for our fan film
Oh, cool.
that we're inching our way closer to completing, and he said that they would be screening our trailer at the Brooklyn Sci-Fi Film Festival this year as an invite, an outside
That's
invite.
awesome.
So I took him up
cool.
on it.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, wait, you said it incorrectly.
Michael-
Our award-winning.
Oh yes, that's right. Michael Brown. So he's one of the actual directors of the film festival, and I have our trophy. I have one of our
Yep.
trophies. This
Yep,
is the
ready?
trophy for. This is the one for the poster. This is the one that we won for
Wow.
movie poster. So there's that. Chris
All the way
Marshall.
from Athens.
That's right, Athens, Greece. And
Wow.
yeah, so we submitted the poster for international competition, and we have our win for that. So that's really awesome. Chris Marshall took the concept that I had, and he actually designed it, and it's incredible. Now you can see behind me, kind of sort of, that's one of our other trophies from one of the other 3 wins for our trailer. So
Just
let
better
me
bring it out because nobody can see it, Pete.
So here you go, guys.
There you go.
Here you go.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's international award from the Calcutta International Cult Film Festival. Trailer teaser winner. We won. And so I'll be sending this over to the Tipsy Toaster as directors. So here you go. You got that. And we're quite proud of all the wins. We have quite a few wins for the trailer to The Stranded Warrior. So that
He's
is
got
very,
a lot of
very
cool stuff. But later on tonight, after I'll let everybody else go. We'll let everybody else talk. But Pete, I got.
What is that?
Ooh, surprise.
Surprise.
I will cover up my address so I don't get doxxed. But
Oh, the Funko.
Oh.
If you get 2 purple, I want one.
if I get 2 purple, I'm gonna play the damn lottery.
I want one of the purple ones. If you get the 2 exclusives, I get one. So
If I get one of the purple ones, I'm gonna play the lottery.
okay, so for the record, right? We're live on IFB, and it's going around the world. You're welcome. You're welcome. I didn't buy any specifically so you could get the exclusive.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, okay.
There you go.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see about that. Yep. So Brooklyn Film Festival, we have a good working now relationship. By the way, I also wanted to point this out. The rapper.
Oh, is that you took out the ad in that, right?
I took the ad out. The ad out is in this. So hopefully
We are looking to get some information.
Informazione. And here it is. Here it is. It's there. Boom, boom, boom. looking for the authors of an article that was published. I don't know. I'll tell you right now, about 15 years ago, give or take.
Yeah, they're around
Actually,
still.
no, it's not. It's only 21 years ago.
Oh.
So if they're reading this, you guys are around.
The bubblegum was younger than that, so
We want.
it was older than that. I mean,
We need you guys to show up and talk about the second series of Battlestar Galactica Topps cards that were never officially released, but you guys got your hands on them. So I have an article, and we're going to do an exclusive on them based on information that I received through my research. But we wanted to get the authors of that article together with us. So maybe we'll do like a two-parter. It'll be like a one. I'll discuss the article details, and then hopefully we'll get them and then have them come on, and they'll tell us everything that they knew, because they had uncut sheets of those cards, guys. So anyway, that's out there, and I want to hear what you have to say, John. You got some stuff for us. So why don't we, if you can, Tipsy, let's why don't we roll
hang on,
out
I'm working on it.
Oh, you are? Okay. All right, cool. So, John,
Ah,
you're
damn
going
it,
to
missed it.
New York Comic-Con on Friday, correct?
Tomorrow. Yep. We're going tomorrow.
Okay, so you're going Friday, and then I'm going back on Saturday, and we'll see. I picked up a few things, and so since Tipsy is still
Okay, we're good.
we're
going
good?
with are we going with Brian
good, but we're
Beloff
good.
and Phil Imbriano that works for Topps Cards. So maybe I can ask him and see what he can do.
Ah, there we go. There's a decent shirt.
Oh,
There you
nice.
go.
Hey, you get that at con?
Yeah, it's the last one though.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you got the last one, and I tell you,
And it's extra small, John. It's going to be extra small, right? That was a good one.
Oh, hey, nice.
yeah, Star Trek Gold Key, man. I remember reading. I still have this one. I have my original of this issue that I'd gotten when it came out as a kid, and so I saw the shirt. I was like, I need to have that, so I picked it up. And he's actually the vendor. We met him, Tipsy, last year. Really cool guy. He goes back all the
It's
way.
the guy with all the shirts and
the
we
shirts,
did. Didn't we do an we were gonna do an interview with him.
No, we were waiting for him. He didn't
show up
he
or
didn't-
something.
Yeah,
Something
wasn't
was
able
going
to. But I also got a Stargate Universe shirt.
I figured that was because I remember seeing those.
Yeah. Oh, I ended up getting the last one, and he's hooking me up. So when I get it, I will show it on air, because it's what he had. There is no more inventory. It's over. So anyway, let's get John on, because I want to talk to our
John's
guest.
on. What are you talking about?
Yes, guys.
Oh, so but he's got to take over. I want.
Yeah, I only got a couple of his pictures. All the other ones didn't come through there, Pete. So we'll just wing it as usual.
Oh.
So John, take it away.
Hey guys, how y'all doing today? I'm looking forward to going to Comic-Con tomorrow, so it's gonna be good. So hopefully I get my feet in nice and comfortable shoes.
Yes.
All right, we got some good news coming to look forward to. It seems there'll be a lot of good things that coming to an end in this report. Last season for a couple of these shows. Venom: The Last Dance will be in theaters October 25th. That's the final film in the trilogy, the Venom trilogy. Eddie and Venom.
Darn.
Yeah. You know, I really couldn't get myself to watch the first one, so I was like, oh well, too bad. You know, I'm looking for Thunder Hearts.
You know, Marvel's great, but the Venom didn't do it. No.
Could have been a lot more better characters, but whatever. They picked Venom. So that's going to be Eddie and Venom must make a choice when they are pursued by a mysterious military man and aliens from another world. So guess what? They all look like Venom. So I guess it's from Venom's planet. So figure out what happens. So adios to Venom. Make some better movies, Marvel. Now let's see. Aliens. Looks like it will be exciting send-off for the series. Also hitting theaters will be an even more scary sequel to Smile, October 18th.
Oops.
A pop star begins.
The wrong way. There we go.
A pop star begins to experience terrifying and inexplicable events. And that's the same as the other series. Just, they just put a part 2 on it. Same storyline, same whatever. People smile and they die, and you get chased by a demon. So whatever. So that's in theaters tomorrow.
Wow. We summed that movie up in a heartbeat. Okay.
Pretty much. Spoiler alert. Another great series ending.
We didn't see that coming at all, John. Not at all.
And What We Do in the Shadows promises this season will be hilarious. It's a pretty good series. If anything, by Dragon Con. There's a lot of fans for it, but this is the final season. That's out on FX and Hulu, October 21st. I saw these voice actors at Dragon Con, very funny in real life. Piper, a couple other guys, they were really good at Dragon Con. And unfortunately, this may be the last season for Star Trek's Lower Decks. See it on Paramount Plus when it docks October 24th.
Yeah, they had a trailer out the other day that said, make sure you have seatbelts attached to your couch.
Yeah, it's a good series. So I
did like Lower Decks.
I like Deep Space Nine when I had Deep Space Nine on, so I enjoyed that. That was pretty good. So I got to meet the girl that played, who was it, Mariner? She was pretty funny. Nice lady. So October 24th, check out the last season. This looks like a fun series. Nautilus is a British 10-part adventure drama television miniseries created by James Dormer. It's a reimagining of James Verne's 1870 novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, presenting an origin story for Captain Nemo, an Indian prince turned crusading scientist set in 1857. So it looks pretty good. Nice series. They do adventure stuff. The graphics look good. The trailer looks pretty great. So check it out. That's going to be out on Prime. Check it out when it surfaces on Prime, October 25th.
Oh, good play on words. Surfaces.
Thank
I like that.
I've been working on it.
Let's just hope it doesn't sink. Okay.
Oh, I have a sinking feeling it might.
Oh,
boom, boom. And this remake finally made it to the screen.
Are you trying to torpedo that movie?
Oh. It's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
To save this series. And Salem's Lot is on HBO and Max.
Yes.
Nothing Beats the Original, which you can also see on Max.
It was one of the scariest movies when I was a kid.
That was when the kids tapping on the window. That really freaked me out. You couldn't really change that. That's pure horror, that series. But this is a remake. It's different, here and there. They take some liberties here, but it's still the same thing. And it's not as scary as the original. And you can also see that on Max, and also Return to Salem's Lot is also on Max. So we'll skip that. That was weird.
It turned into Salem's parking lot. But anyway.
Yeah. And it wasn't like the ending in the original one. So, but whatever. It's good to, 2 hours, have some fun. And the final season of Superman and Lois is on the CW. Tyler Hoechlin is one of the best Superman portrayed so far. I think he's really good. Good cast. And this series has been very good. The cast is awesome. Michael Cudlitz as Lex Luthor is amazingly brutal. He's really good. If you ever see this series on the CW, check it out.
Huh.
It's really good. Too bad it's the final season. Yeah, he was on Band of Brothers. He was one of the guys. He was Babe Hufford in Band of Brothers. And also he was on Walking Dead. This guy, the big guy, the army guy with the red mustache. So, yeah, that was like the second, third season, but he was on that. And so say goodbye to that, Lois and Lane. It was a good series. And this is the final season. All good things will come to an end. Tomorrow is start the New York Comic-Con. I'll be there Friday, and Pete will be there Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Going with two good friends. Gonna have fun. Next week is ChillaCon, Chilla Theater in Jersey. Is that it?
Jersey.
That's right. Yep.
We'll be there. I'm taking a ride out there with Pete, Mr. Professor Patton. A good time. Some good actors there.
And a steakhouse.
For good steakhouse. And I'll be attending with Pete and Professor Patton. Some good guests. Peter and also November 1st, 2nd, 3rd, Rhode Island Comic Con in Providence, Rhode Island. I might take a ride up there for a day trip and check that out too. My nephew's up there, so we'll go check some stuff out. And that's now for everyone. Thank you very much. Have a good night. First, we got some good guests coming on, some really good things. I'm looking forward to hearing from Stoker and the card game. Excellent book. Get it while you can. The Sisters is a really good story. I'm enjoying that right now. Nice Halloween read. Everyone have a good week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John. Outstanding as usual. So that is incredible. We have a guest now. So
are you sure? He might have left by now as long as we've been.
Yeah, no. So Clint Hall is with us. And like I said, this is so cool because, we have a steady stream of authors that come on, right? However, he's not only an author, he's also a podcaster. So, he's a colleague of sorts, and we appreciate him taking the time out to come and visit us. So welcome, Clint, to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. And thanks for, coming in and sharing your resources, your intellect, your authorship, and everything else. We love it.
This is way too much already. You're building me up way too much. If y'all should have bumped me, I can't follow what John just did. This is a terror. People are going to be so let down by my like segment here.
Oh no!
No.
And also, I feel so unprepared. Y'all all have cool backgrounds. My office is in the middle of renovation, so I got like a whole just bunch of nothing behind me. Y'all have cool coffee. I don't have cool coffee. My coffee's boring. Next time I come on, I'm gonna have cool coffee and awesome stuff behind me. Like that's my right, yeah. Right. Yeah, okay. Vodka and is this the first time you've put vodka in coffee?
In this coffee, yes, but no.
In this coffee.
in this brand of coffee, yes.
No,
amaretto, vodka,
thing, right?
Bailey's,
yeah. Now Bailey's I can get behind. I've put some Bailey's in some coffee before, but vodka, I was just like, I can't hang with this guy. This is unbelievable. Anyways, hey, thanks for having me, y'all. I'm sorry that I've already like just driven off the rails here, but
you're good.
I'm just having too much fun already.
It is.
So the story behind this is I met you at the Dragon Con, and I was checking out the track for digital media track, which is actually so much fun. We've been doing this for a number of years, and I've been to Dragon Con since 2016, I think, and I never went to the digital media track because there was just so much more stuff to do. I was glad I went, and I listened to part of your panel, which is why I asked you to come on. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, well, they're kind of hidden, right? I didn't go to Digital Media Track until a few years ago either, and I've been going to Dragon Con for, 10, 15 years, something like that. And the first time I went there, because I spent so much time like on the writers track and the sci-fi track and all that kind of stuff. And the first time I walked into the Digital Media Track, nothing against those other tracks, they're run by wonderful people and they're awesome. I walked in the Digital Media Track. I was like, "Oh, this is where I should have. Yeah, I kind of feel at home here. Like this is where I should have been this whole time." But they're kind of hidden. They're down in the bowels of that one. You know what I mean? Like you have to.
The air conditioning works well down there.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. It really is. Well, and one of the best places to grab some food actually is right above them, and it's still kind of secret. But So anyways,
down with the Filk track too, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So anyways, for anyone with the Digital Media Track that sees this, I love y'all so much, and I really appreciate how much they've kind of wrapped their arms around me. So it's always a lot of fun down there.
That is outstanding. By the way, so you are a veteran of the convention circuit. Yep. However, we have to actually emphasize the fact that you're a prolific writer. You have a bunch of titles out, and there's Steel Fire from the Gods. Mm-hmm. There's pre-order now for Echo Nova. Yep. X Marks the Spot looks like a pirate book of some sort, an anthology of treasure and theft. That is exactly what
I love pirate stuff.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Hidden Villains and Havoc. There's a Havoc magazine. You got to tell us about that. And then Warriors Against the Storm. So that's the lineup that I'm picking up from Amazon, Clint. Yep. So get us into this.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll try to do the quick version. So after writing for many, many years, before I was a writer, I was a musician. And the most important thing I learned from playing rock music was learning how to do something solely because I loved it for no other reason. Because I loved being in a band. I loved band practice. Nobody came to our shows. A handful of friends would show up. I didn't care. I just loved playing so much. And I feel like that's an important muscle to develop for a writer because I spent many, many years writing things that never got published, right? My first ever piece of published fiction was in that magazine, was Havoc magazine. It was flash fiction, which for people who don't know, that means it's less than 1,000 words. And I wrote this story about this vampire who hunts other monsters. And he has this dumb joke about like, I'm not a vampire hunter, I'm a vampire hunter. And I don't think that joke ever got across, but it made me laugh. Thank you for the courtesy laughs. I appreciate that.
I got it.
But
or it might be the vodka talking, one of the two, just to
right. So anyway, so that was my. And by the way, any authors who are listening, short fiction is a fantastic way to get your first publishing credits, especially flash fiction like Havoc magazine. I love them because they They really want to help authors. They give feedback on every single submission they get, and they get a ton. So it's an amazing thing that they do, actually providing feedback on every story, even the ones that they don't necessarily accept, because they truly want to help people get better. And so we saw Warriors Against the Storm there. That was an anthology I did for a friend. It's a wonderful author. Her name's Mary Weber. Her house was discovered to have toxic mold poisoning, and they lost absolutely everything. They had to get rid of absolutely everything they owned. But the writing community really loved her. And so we all came together, and we did an anthology and the benefits of that went to her family. So that's Warriors Against the Storm. I have a story in that one. The next one, I believe, was the next one chronologically, I think was X Marks the Spot. So y'all probably know Kevin J. Anderson, I would imagine, right? Because he wrote a bunch of Star Wars novels. He's now writing the Dune novels, kind of with Frank Herbert's son. So that is an anthology put together. Yeah, so that's put together by the Superstars Writing Seminar. They do an anthology every year. I submitted for that. So it's an anthology of pirate stories. So I have kind of a fantasy story in that one. That's a lot of fun. And then Hidden Villains is Hidden Villains is the first time I ever got invited. So there's a progression, right? So you start building your publishing credits, you go to these cons, you build contacts. Hidden Villains is the first time I was ever invited to submit to something. So that was another sort of stepping stone for me. And I have a story in Hidden. Yeah, so that's put out by Inked Publishing, which is a fantastic press that looks for newer authors. And it's just what it looks like, right? So all the stories are about hidden evils, hidden villains, in unexpected places. And that led to eventually me getting a contract for my debut novel. So I was about 10 years into writing before I got before I got the right contract at the right time. I had some smaller offers that I was very grateful for, but just weren't quite the right thing at the right time. But Steel Fire from the Gods was finally the right publisher for the right book at the right time. So that is my debut novel, came out in November of last year. Basically, the idea is if Terminator learned magic and used it against us. Yeah. Well, so I had this idea. Was driving one day, and I had this idea that if there was anything to elemental magic, right, like the bubble, toil and trouble, throwing Eye of Newt into a cauldron, right, that if there's anything to it, that it was probably be a very specific and precise breakdown of scientific variables. So bubble, toil and trouble, well, that's sound vibrations, right? The magic words are actually sound vibrations. The cauldron is the application of heat energy. Eye of Newt, that we're talking about different sort of, elemental chemical compounds or whatever. You put all those things together in a very precise way, and maybe you get a magical reaction. But it seemed like it'd probably be way too precise for us to figure it out. So it occurred to me that if anything was ever going to come across it would actually be AI, probably. Because I was also, at the same time I was writing all these stories, I write for a big tech company about how AI is helping these vineyard farmers improve their crop yields by measuring soil quality and rainfall and topography and all these other things to get this specific preferred reaction. And so I had this weird idea of what if robots learned how to use magic? So that is Steel Fire from the Gods. But really, it's actually a story about a guy who's undergoing a crisis of faith. His family did everything the right way forever. They helped people. They were religious, right? They prayed, they worshiped, they did everything. They did all the things they were supposed to do. And then they get absolutely decimated. And he's the lone survivor. And he's basically like, well, how does this make sense? And at the beginning of the story, he's trying to learn how to harness elemental magic, not so he can save the world, but just so he can take his revenge. And he kind of doesn't care if he dies in the process. Ooh. Now, of course, if that sounds pretty bleak, it's because it is. But every story I write is always a story about hope. And of course, that's just the beginning of the story. So, he meets some friends along the way, and there is hope in this story. There's more. There's more than, there's more at work than we might see at first. So that is Steel Fire from the Gods. And my new book is Echo Nova, like you said, and I've got these are advanced reader copies. So I've got a few right here of the advanced reader copies. This is a young adult sci-fi novel that comes out in January. Yeah. Well, and this was one of those things where I didn't know it was young adult until my publisher told me it was young adult. So I said, okay, it's young adult. Basically, it's about a guy who it's a high school dropout who becomes the star of a reality series that sends him on adventures through time.
Wow!
Oh,
so I had this idea because in time travel, and this I'm interested in y'all's perspective on this. In so many time travel things, not all of them, but in so many of them, the problem is Marty McFly has to go back to the past and he has to achieve this mission, but he can't change too many things because if he does, he'll cease to exist in the future, right? Because of the ripples, right? Because of the time change ripples, and they'll catch up. And he's got the picture in his pocket or whatever, and his siblings are, are disappearing. But I had this idea. I was like, what if the ripples of change moved at the speed of time? So if we're here in the present and you go back in time and I love that I get to do this visually for a change. You go back in time and you change something, it does create ripples of change, but they never catch up to us in the present. We're still here. So by the time those ripples move 20 years, we in the present have moved ahead 20 years. So the changes never really catch up to us. And that's what happens in the book. So that's the idea behind the book. By the way, if that don't ask me to explain the science behind that, because what I just said to you is my depth of understanding there. I just had that idea and I ran with it. Don't let me sound smarter than I am. But basically what happens is then the government decides, well, if it doesn't impact the present, it's not real. So they decide that it's just residual energy. The past is just residual energy. And so they're hands off. They sell it to a bunch of corporations to do whatever they want with it. And unfortunately, the corporations do things that perhaps aren't so great. And that's really what the book is about, is if you could go to the past, but it didn't impact the present, would you still consider it to be real? And would you consider those people to be real? And if not, would they still have human rights? How would you treat those people?
Oh.
Now, I know that sounds a little bit heavy. It is also a super fun, fast-paced book with gunslingers and samurai and temporally displaced sea dinosaurs. And that's all I'm allowed to say. All I'm allowed to say about it. There you go. Right. Well, and that's the thing, is that it does happen, but it just never catches up. But so anyway, and we go into all this kind of stuff in the book. So anyways, super fun book, and a good follow-up to Steel Fire, which was a little bit heavier. And Steel Fire is a lot of fun too, but it was a little bit more of a heavier personal story. This one's a lot more kind of about, and a lot of it's about what fame does to us. I was very inspired by, okay, because when I talk to young adult audiences, they don't always remember this. Remember the OJ Bronco? I'm talking a long time. Cut me off whenever, Pete. Come for crying out loud.
We're good. This is fun.
This guy will just take it off the rails.
Gotta go.
No, y'all remember? Y'all remember when OJ was running on the Bronco and was fleeing in the Bronco? He's been charged with this terrible crime. He's in the Bronco. He's starting to kill himself. He's not going fast. He's driving like 35 down that freeway in LA. And you remember what people did? People were flocking out to the streets, holding these signs saying like, "Go OJ, go." And they're laughing and they're waving for the cameras. And I was watching the documentary that came out a few years ago, and I was seeing that part again. I was like, this isn't even real to these people. It's just a show. It's just entertainment, and it's weird how fame and entertainment can warp our sense of reality. And so the book kind of talks about a lot of that kind of stuff too, sort of our obsession with fame. And we're definitely into that, right? With trying to build our social media following and our platform. And hey, me too. I'm doing it too. We're all just trying to make our way in the world here. But not only that, but also like what it does to the other people, how we view famous people almost as like not real and purely for our entertainment. So anyways, so that's Echo Nova. And that's my publishing story explained way too long. And if there's anybody still listening, I apologize.
No, it's
So,
good.
Clint,
yeah.
This is great. I love
awesome.
this.
So I need to know more about your appearances at conventions.
Yeah.
And I also you gotta tell us a little bit about the the podcast that you're doing.
Okay. So the podcast is called The Experience, Conversations with Creatives, because I really wanted to call it The Experience, and I had to try to differentiate from Joe Rogan as much as I could. Not that he's going to feel threatened by my podcast. However, no, I've loved podcasts forever. This was something I wanted to do for years, and I had to wait until my kids were kind of old enough, basically, to where I knew that they weren't going to wake up after they went to bed. So I started it about 2 years ago. And I just have on people that I think are interesting, and that's really my only, it is a very informal, laid back podcast. I don't prep. I just have, it's as if I was meeting somebody for a cup of coffee or for a beer, just to talk about creativity, except I turn on the microphone. And it is very, very selfish. I have on people that I think are interesting, and I ask them the questions that I want to ask them. And what's amazing is that if you have a podcast, people start saying yes. And it is unbelievable. So I've had on Max Brooks, who is my literary hero, and I had him on about a year ago, and it was the guy who wrote World War Z and Zombie
Yep.
Survival Guide and Devolution and all this amazing stuff.
Nice.
And I got to have him on to talk about how he balances art and family. And which I actually think is the only reason. I think that's the reason he said, I don't know this. I think the reason he said yes was because I listened to all of his interviews and I knew that nobody had ever asked him about this before. And so, anyways, yeah. So I just have these people on and I have conversations with them. I don't edit much. It's very, if someone coughs, if a dog barks, if their kids run in the room, then that's
life.
just what's on the podcast. Right, because it's life, right?
Yeah.
So that's the podcast. I've been doing it for about 2 years now. I love it so much. I've got to speak to so many interesting people. Obviously, I have a lot of authors, but I've also had composers and directors and a chef who was incredible. I had a tattoo artist on and asked him about that subculture because I knew nothing about that subculture. I just had on a guy who does immersive theater experiences, and it was fascinating to talk to him about that. My dream is to have on, I want a young professional wrestler who's trying to make it, because professional wrestling, even though I'm not actually a huge fan, I'm fascinated by the world and the way that the things that they must be having to do now to try to make it in that world are so interesting to me. The way they tell stories is so interesting to me. So yeah, so that's the podcast.
We might be able to help you with that. And then we have some contacts. So we'll follow up.
Please.
We'll pass on a few choice recommendations. We have some colleagues that are out there as well that would love to have a chat with
It'd
you
be
as
so
well.
great.
Sci-fiction, Owen Cotter, I think would love to have you come on. So I will definitely reach out to him.
Oh, that'd be
And
great.
yeah.
Yep.
So Clint, when is your next public appearance?
Yeah, so we're here in October now, and I'm kind of done for the year because we're getting into the holidays. And matter of
Yep.
fact, I was supposed to be at one this weekend called Multiverse Con here in Atlanta, which is a smaller but a wonderful con. The only problem is if for the past few years I've missed like all my kids' fall festivals and all that kind of stuff because it's also always this weekend. They're 4 and 6 right now, and I'm like,
Yep.
this
You
is
never
like
get
the
those years
golden
back.
age.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. This is the golden age. I can't miss this. So I'm not here this weekend. I was at a con last weekend though, and that I actually was able to take them with me, which was super fun. It was up in the mountains here in Georgia, which was great. My next appearance is actually at something called Turning the Page Book Festival in Perry, Georgia, but that's not until January. I'm always at a big con, or it's actually a writers conference, but it's also slash convention called Rail Makers. That's going to be in July next year. I'm always at that one. I'm always at Dragon Con, and then usually at some of the cons around Atlanta. I'll usually try to find my way over to like Jordan Con, which is a Wheel of Time sort of themed con. But if people aren't into
Waste
Wheel
of
of Time,
That's what I call it, a waste of time.
It's so fun. It's so funny. My wife though loves, because she has a long commute to and
I
from work,
enjoyed
and
it.
she does it. Yeah, she
enjoyed
loves Wheel of Time,
I
and
enjoyed
that's when I figured out that she's fantasy and I'm sci-fi, because like
Yes.
I was much more into
Yep.
much more into the sci-fi side. And look, I mean, look, I acknowledge the Lord of the Rings for the wonderful work it is and all of those stories. I mean, I can get down to some fantasy too, and of course all the comic book stuff. And by the way, are y'all watching Penguin? By the way, I just have to ask,
Yes.
are y'all watching
I just
that
watched the
show?
first one, yeah.
It's incredible. That show is so good.
We've
Man, that
actually
show
worked
is-
with another project that we have, the Tower Protocol Resurrection. We worked with one of the actors, Mcauly, and he plays a small supporting character in Penguin. So yeah, it's something. But I got to tell you, Clint,
Oh,
yeah, um,
oh, cool.
yeah.
So,
Uh, so Clint, if you, I think you should also consider having on Dr. Mcauly and Dacre Stoker and talking
Oh,
about
of
putting together the
course.
Stokerverse
Yep.
into
Oh, absolutely.
an
Yeah.
original IP based on the original Dracula, and how they've just molded this into this huge
It's amazing.
thing. They're going to be dropping some exclusives on their franchise tonight that I think you'll probably appreciate. But with that said, Clint, thank you so much for taking the time out. I want you to come back. I want to do an exclusive with you. So please set aside a little bit of time. We usually do about a half hour, and I want to delve into some more of what you do, how you do, and the career that you've built around your authorship and podcasting, which is you're a colleague. Right?
Yeah, I had to talk Pete
Yes.
out of podcasting. Otherwise, this would be a podcast right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Clint, thank you very, very much. This we're gonna toast to you.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you for doing what you do. And
It's you
so-
fuel the you fuel the fleet as well. You get the fans
do.
together, you get the information and
Unfortunately,
get it out there.
yeah.
So
here's to you, Clint.
Here's to you,
Thank you
sir.
very, very much.
Thank y'all so much for having me. I really enjoyed being here.
and we will see you again.
And
Soon.
we will definitely
And we'll
see
be in
you.
touch to get you some other people that you might want to interview as well.
Please do. Please
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, we
Thank you.
I just looked to saw you. We did John Jackson Miller. We did we talked
Yeah.
a while back too. So
Yes. Yeah.
I
He
have
was
to
just
listen to that
on.
one, and I definitely
Oh,
have
that's
to
great.
listen to Writing for a Video Game Universe. I haven't listened to that one yet. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. Peter Hamilton. He's amazing. Oh, he's a legend too. Wow.
Yeah.
He's great. Great sci-fi author.
Thank
so
you.
I will be tuning in, sir, and your audiobook will be in my basket here shortly. I can't get to it now.
Thank you so much. Thanks, y'all. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Clint. Lola and
Take care.
Susan and Kim, thank you for tuning in live. Paul, Bert Oliver Bomer, who is going to have an original spot here on IFB talking to Galactica and history and mythology. So stay tuned. That's going to be coming up soon. Bert, thank you for wanting to come on, and we're going to be honored to have you. Let's see, Stephen McCormick, one of our regulars. Thank you for tuning in. Baz. Baz was on here. Baz told us that he is going to be making his first public appearance with the Viper.
What?
So
That's
we're
amazing.
going to, yes, we're gonna. Oh my God! It's so he mentioned it here first live. In the meanwhile, we have Bran is here. Bran Simpson is here. Admiral Bran, thank you for coming on and giving us our Star Trek briefing. So Tipsy, if you're
Hang on.
able to bring him on, I would appreciate. Let me see. Who else? I know Georgia Kumis was on. Thank you very much for tuning in live with us. There's a bunch of others. I'm going, Erica. Thank you. Erica is now one of our regulars. It's been jumping on live
There's
with us.
Bran.
Kim. Oh, Bran, excellent. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Ooh, nice. I like the shirt.
What uniform are you wearing this time?
Well, assuming you can hear me okay.
Yes,
we can.
Okay, great, because I have a new microphone set up. So I wanted to
It
make
sounds
sure that
really
worked.
good, actually.
Oh, fantastic. Yay, I did it right. Okay, I can go home now. Oh, wait, I am home. This is actually the Admiral Kirk tunic from Star Trek, the motion picture,
Yes.
or the boring one.
Oh, yes, yes.
It's even got the little bio thing on the
Oh,
front.
nice.
It just no flashiness, no nothing. It's actually kind of a rubber thing, actually.
That'll make
I
you
didn't
sweat.
actually know it was going to be on there because I was trying to figure out where to buy one, and then it showed up just last week, and I was like, yes, there's some on there already.
Awesome.
So I thought I'd throw this on. This is the newest one of the collection, so here we go. See if I don't melt. Thank God winter is coming.
Yeah,
so
I
I
was
can
about
wear
to
these
say
things.
it used to be so hot up there. Now you can be freezing to death, so you better keep the rubber
Yeah.
suit on.
yeah, that's kind of how that works, right? So, I mean, we're about a week early for all the great Trek news because New York City Comic Con, of course, is happening right now, and of course the big panel is Saturday, so that's when all the news will probably come out. But we've already got a great lineup already. I've seen a whole bunch of sneak peeks of pictures. So if anybody remembers, there was a company called Eagle Moss. They used to make those
Yes. Oh,
wonderful
yeah.
ships.
Yep.
Fan Home is the new company that makes them.
Oh,
As of this weekend, they're releasing their Titan A from Picard season 3. So if you're going to New York City Comic Con, apparently you can buy one on site. I have mine on order. It's not in my hand yet. I feel sad about this. little jealous of those of you at New York. But that's pretty cool. And they've also announced the first 20 of the line. And there's a lot of models there of the ships that will be coming out. Like, so there's a Titan, the Enterprise G, obviously.
There you go.
I just forgot this. Yeah. Well, that's Spider-Man. There we go. They're coming out with the Stargazer from Card Season 2, which is right there in the picture. If you pick the right one there.
This one?
And then they have the Shrike, the bad guy ship from Season 3. They're coming out with a couple of extra larges. It's pretty much Eagle Moss 2.0. It's the same.
It
it's the
does
same
have the
people,
same
really.
color,
Yeah, it's pretty
unboxing.
much the same. Yeah, it's the same people. Ben, I think his name is Ben Robinson, who was over with Eagle Moss. Came over to Fan Home. He's really good at making sure these things look good. And there's a whole bunch of ships. 20 are already announced, and I'm already signed up for the subscription service and have to like take a third job so I can pay for these things. Because I do have from Eagle Moss. Eagle Moss actually put out a lot of those ships.
Yes.
There was 180 in the regular line, and then there's the special lines and Discovery and the Star Trek Universe line and all this other stuff. And over there in the living room is 283 of those ships on display.
Excellent.
Which I dust once a year because it's horrible to dust otherwise. But so that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing I'm excited for today. Anyway, I was looking at all these pictures on Facebook that people are there touching the ships and playing with them and stuff, and they look pretty good. There's always problems with them. You know, the Aztecing isn't the best, but hey, up until Eagle Moss came out with these things, we didn't have these cool things unless you wanted to build, highly expensive models and stuff. So,
And some of us just don't have that talent.
Yeah, that'd be me. That is 100% me. There are a few models.
I can spray paint it really well.
Yeah, there's a couple of models way up there in a shelf somewhere, but they have so much dust. But I guess the other big news is it's a good thing actually we're not doing this next Thursday, because I probably have to tell you no, because next Thursday is the premiere of Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5.
Heck yeah.
So we have our little Lower Decks pennants that I got from one of the shows, one of the things. And that's looking really great. Unfortunately, it is the final season, so that kind of really sucks. But and if you haven't seen the teaser trailer yet, go watch it. It's like 2 minutes of just stop it and figure out what you're looking at. Because they have the decon gel scene with Ransom and Boimler getting all smeared with whatever that stuff is. Then we have multiverse crew members, so a responsible Mariner and all this other fun stuff, and a half robotic Rutherford. And then of course we have
always deal with
the
robots.
biggest news. Yeah. And probably the biggest news of Lower Deck Season 5 is Lieutenant Harry Kim. He finally gets a promotion for the first time in like 600 years. So that'll be great to see. It's a funny scene. There's a scene with a whole bunch of different Harry Kims standing together, and they finally make some sort of joke about the lieutenant rank. And then actually another cool thing that I just actually got in the mail, from Amazon, is I picked up the woman, the Kieran Nana Visitor put this out. It is Open a Channel, a women's trek. It's all about all the female stars.
Wow, that thing is thick.
Yes, it's 280 pages.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got pictures and behind the scenes stuff. Nana went around and talked to all the different, a bunch of the different actresses. I believe Nichelle is in here. Starts out the whole thing. I mean, I haven't had a chance to actually read it yet. It literally came on Tuesday. But it's a fantastic book.
Looks like
it
a
smells
fun
fantastic.
book for the. It's got that new book smell.
It does have that new book smell. It is really great.
I don't get that on Audible, unfortunately.
Yeah, all the way through. They even have they talked to Christina Chung from the new show, and I'm going to be bad on names. This is why I have a book with table of contents. What is her name? Jess Bush, Melissa. I can't say Melissa's last name, so I'll stop there. Yeah, the new Uhura. Yeah. No, Ortegas.
Yep.
Ortegas, the helmsman. No, they didn't talk to God, names, right? There's too many Star Trek actresses, all the above. But that's kind of the Star Trek news. I'm looking.
Oops. And stand by, everybody.
Stand by what?
There we go.
Oh, did I freeze?
Everybody froze. It's something to do. It's something to do with restream, I think. So.
Oh, it didn't get cold, so I'm still hot. So. But I was just saying that the Saturday stream, or the Saturday panel should be really great. We're expecting a lot of news about Strange New Worlds, the Academy series, and stuff like that. So,
Pete, can you? Is there a streaming? Like Dragon Con has a streaming thing where you can actually watch that panel online.
I haven't heard if NYCC has that. I mean, every other Star Trek panel has been streamed.
Yeah,
but I haven't specifically heard if
is it a pay thing or?
Yes, it's pay. It's pay.
Of course,
it's pay. They got to make money somehow.
Yeah, of course.
Got to make money off the back of all of us.
Well, it's either that or stand in line for freaking 6 hours to get into it.
Yeah. I actually, one of our newest members of the Tiburon actually has made like the last dozen San Diego Comic Cons, which is like obviously the holy grail of comic conventions. And literally I asked her, I was like,
to get 12 freaking tickets in a row. Come on.
That's what I asked.
You got to share, man. What the heck?
Where's mine? But she was like, the only thing you do is you go from one line to the other. You just stand in line all the time.
Yeah, it's called Line Con.
And then you don't know if you're in the right line.
Yeah, Line Con.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is, right? But it's pretty cool. She has some stories about it that we were talking about not too long ago. So that's the Star Trek news. Not a lot going on right now. It's kind of quiet, just waiting for Lower Decks to start next Thursday. So that's the Trekkie news.
Well, Bran, thank you very, very much. I will be going back to New York Comic Con, and I'll be looking for some of that new company that you mentioned.
Van Home. I think it's booth 1443. It's on their website.
Okay, I know exactly where they are. I will go check those out. I know that John Mon probably will too, and just really
expect pictures.
Okay, that I will provide.
It is 14:45 there, Pete. There you go.
It's off by 2.
Whoops.
Okay. All right. Well, John's gonna head out there tomorrow, and I'll check it out Saturday. But Bran, I just wanted to recognize a few of the listeners that are here with us live, and that's Clint, Kim, Sean Shallow, and the Battlestar Bulletin Board. Let's see, Gil Del Tatten, Mike Fitch, and of course Paul, Commander Kane, and Lola. Sci-Fiction is on. Bert Oliver Bomer, Erica. Let's see, Jim Klubna. Thank you guys. There's like another dozen or so that I've missed. I apologize, but thank you for tuning in live, and thank you for everybody watching us in rerun. So we put this on afterwards, and it'll be in our collection, our video collection archive. So thank you for watching
our 5-year video collection archive.
Our 5-year mission is here. So Bran, thank you so much for stopping in. We appreciate it, and we look forward to the next one.
Absolutely, look forward to talking to you guys. Live long and prosper, and I expect pictures from New York City Comic Con. And
there you go, Pete.
Be going to that Trek panel, Pete. I'm just saying, you got to
do that.
All right, it can be done. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, guys. Bran. Have a good night.
Good night.
Have a good night. Let's see. There's who did I miss? There's a bunch. There's a bunch of our listeners and our IFB heard it first. First Viper Public outing is in December. More to follow from Baz. Baz watching in down under in Australia.
Man,
thank you so much, Baz.
Can we write that off if we traveled to Australia?
Jeez, I don't know, man.
Let's do a fundraising campaign. Send Chris to Australia. Yes.
Erica and I don't know who else did I'm trying to catch up. There's been another few dozen that I've missed, and I apologize. I usually like to actually catch those that are tuning in live. Thank you very much, everybody. We have our next set of guests that are waiting to come on, and it is always a lot of fun to have not only one, but to have a collection of them. Um, as a matter of fact, Tipsy, there is some kind of an echo or something going on. So just so that I don't know if you're picking up on that,
I don't hear
but
it.
there is.
La 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 la.
No,
No, don't hear it on my end. I would say you're probably stuck with 2 Zoom meetings, maybe.
Gotcha. That's probably what it is. So, I did want to tell you that, going back to our actual guests that are lined up, I think they're pretty much all but one is here. And I had asked the doc if the artist was going to be here. He promised me
Yes,
that
I've got it. I got to work on it. Just give me a minute.
So I guess he'll be tuning in anytime soon. But I think that I will go ahead and Clint. We have another Clint. So IFB wouldn't be IFB if we didn't have doubles and triples of
Names.
the actual individuals that are coming in. But we have Clint Langley, which is a guest artist that has already appeared with Dr. Mcauly, and I just wanted to make sure that he was coming on, and I know that the bulk of our guests are here except him, and I didn't know if Doc Mcauly wanted to just wait a moment or two to see if he was going to make it, or if he wanted to just bring everybody on as is, and then hopefully he would join us afterwards.
I have Mr. McCauley, Dr. McCauley on.
I can tell you that
Bran.
we're having a really Clint is on the way.
Okay.
So okay, I have confirmation that Clint, the other Clint, because we had Clint Hall, the author podcaster. That's not what I'm talking about. We have Clint Langley, which is a well-known artist that's working in the Stokerverse. But like I said, we have doubles and triples of names that we deal with here in IFB, and it wouldn't be IFB if we didn't, because we're going to have Dr. Chris Mcauly, and we have, of course, Tipsy Toaster Chris Moore. So there's 2 Chris's, and I always said that it'd be cool if we could have 3 Chris's or 4 on at the same time, and then that would really, balance the universe out. Just bring all Chris's here. So Dr. Mcauly is waiting in the wings. Mr. Dacre Stoker is waiting in the wings. Shane Chebsey is from scratch is waiting in the wings. And I think that I don't know, Tipsy Toaster, it's up to you as to how you want to deal with this. Did you want to? We might as well try to bring them on. And then we
can get you a couple right now, and then give me a second.
Stand by. Let me just make an adjustment on my end here, and I can. Let's see.
You can what?
Say that again.
You can what? You can what? What?
Yeah.
You're not using earpieces tonight? You're using speakers?
As a matter of fact,
That's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. Yep, that is the problem.
That would be the problem.
Yep, that is the problem.
How are we going to fix that problem, Pete?
No, we have to fix the problem.
Hang on for a second. I've got 2 of the 3, and I'm working on the third one here.
So, all right. Well, John is here. So why don't you just have John cover for a minute or 2?
Well, I'm trying to move John to.
Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to move John because I have 5 inputs.
All right.
4 inputs.
You know what? Let's. Okay. So
I only have so many spots. Damn it.
Okay, then just bring on Dr. Chris Mcauly, and he'll talk, because he's got a couple of very, very important things to say. And let's not forget that Dr. Mcauly is executive creative producer here at IFB. So I don't want to shortchange the doctor from all the titles that he has. Not to mention he's also the recipient of another award not too long ago. Mr. Mr. Dacre Stoker is with us. Thank you for joining us, Dacre. Appreciate it. And of course, Halloween is coming up soon, so that's awesome. And I think Shane is here, but doesn't have his camera on.
Give me a second.
But he doesn't have his camera on.
He's here. Just give me a second.
Hold on here, right, Tipsy?
That's right.
Well,
I can only push so many buttons.
You okay? Right.
No,
it's good to see you. It's good to see you both again.
Hang on, let me get some fuel in.
Oh, is he?
Okay, now I can move faster.
We are on the rum tonight.
No, that's the vodka tonight.
Is that vodka? Right. Well, my wonderful wife has handed me a very special beer called Blank. It's called Blanca Peak. You probably can't see that.
Hang on. There we go.
Yeah, Blanca Peak. Right. It's porter aged in rum barrels.
Ooh.
Okay. So this is going to be quite nice. This is 15%.
Huh?
Because
15?
I knew I would have to catch up to you some way.
It's 15%? That's amazing.
15.
That's amazing. That's 30 proof.
You know, it's like a Belgian beer. So I knew I would have to catch up to Tipsy some way. So you know, fuck it. I'll throw this in. Oh yes, sorry. Frack it. Yeah, I have to.
Frack it.
There we go.
There we are. Yeah,
it's only a minute later, but we got it.
Yeah. It's delayed.
Wow.
The FCC will love me. Do you still have to put up the disclaimer every time I turn up? It's like, you know.
No kidding.
You do, don't you? Yeah. Anyway, right. So let's get this party started. What are we talking?
Oops. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a. Is the camera off on Shane's camera?
Yeah,
off?
That's what I said.
Okay, just making sure I can actually pull the audio there, Shane. If you want to talk for a second, we can actually see if it works.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Just can't see you.
Perfect.
You just can't see me.
Yes,
that is correct.
It's like a black bear eating licorice in the dark.
You can't see the guy in the camera. Come on.
I have no idea why the camera isn't on. It should be on. I haven't switched it off or anything.
Smack it.
Shane, are you drinking rum as well?
No, I'm not. It might be something to do with the Zoom interface.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, we believe it. Don't worry. But
there you go. There's my backup beer.
Because I don't have Zoom on my
phone.
Oh,
Atomic Pumpkin looks interesting.
It's a spicy pumpkin beer.
Oh, hey, Doc, have you? Have you tried that?
The pumpkin beer?
Yeah.
No.
It's good.
But do you know what Dacre's drinking right now? Dacre, you show
Has he got the wine?
He's got the wine.
Yes.
Telling you about.
What?
Look at
He's
that.
got the wine.
He's got the wine.
I'm jealous. Hang on, we're gonna merge over there and look at that closer.
Stoker wines. There we go.
So he's on the wine tonight. He's on the good stuff.
He's whining tonight.
Right. Love it.
He's on the good stuff tonight. Well, guys, will we get started?
Yes, gentlemen,
we've got a lot to go through. Yeah.
Welcome to IFB yet again. Thank you very much for taking the time out. Always honored and proud to have you guys stop in. It's really, really cool. And we actually there is a lot to talk about. There are a lot of great announcements. Most of them are exclusives to IFB here at Interfleet Broadcasting. So thank you for bringing that to us. So Dr. Mcauly, can we begin from the top? Because we had to write this stuff out or else we couldn't even handle it. But you've been dragged back into a really big franchise, and they brought you in kicking and screaming, but
I swore I wasn't going to do this again.
Yes,
I told you about
exactly.
this.
So
I swore I'd done enough in this.
Yes.
Right, okay. I am wearing my Terminator t-shirt for this, which you probably can't see because it's a bit
Hang on,
blurry.
I can get you over there.
But I've got there's Terminator t-shirt. So yes, I'm now involved with the official 40th anniversary Terminator celebrations this year. So I've provided several short stories in this book. Everything that I've written is now canon, and Studio Canal are using some of them for the movies and things like that. So, yes, that's the first thing. I do enjoy writing Terminator, though. I do enjoy it. Just I've done a lot of it, and I'm always worried that people get sick of it. If it's it's
never AI.
It's him again,
especially with AI.
Again. Well, yeah, that's it.
I mean, with AI out, it's going to be something. It's going to be something major.
So I think if you've got the little graphic there, there is a little graphic that goes with it. To the Terminator graphic. Maybe you don't have it.
Give me a second.
If you don't have it, it's all right, mate.
You just send it to.
It's grand. Earlier on today.
Okay. We'll work on it.
Sorry,
give me a second.
We'll move on.
I got it. Just give me a second.
There we go. Push all those buttons, Tipsy. Just push them all.
That's it.
One of them will work.
It's like download all attachments, save all attachments. There it is. And then we'll go to the.
Take the piss a bit, but we do know it's quite a hard job you have, Tipsy. It's not like
it's fun, especially when it gets dropped on me last minute, Pete.
Doc Mcauly, are you allowed to tell us a little bit more about the award you got or not?
Which one? This is the problem. Which one?
The big one you
got. The was that the doctorate from Queen's University? Yeah, I got an honorary doctorate from Queen's University. Yeah. So that started the whole doctor jokes around the house. Most of them are far too crude for me to repeat here, but yeah. So yeah, and yeah, I know. Of course, all the great stuff we're doing with Stranded Warrior. Come on, we're Tipsy's an award-winning director now. We're all award winners now in the film industry. This is great.
Correct.
Anyway, yes, very nice. It's very nice.
That's right. That's one of many that we've won.
We'll probably have to move on quite quickly here because I know we've got limited time. Okay. I don't know where Clint is. I've poked him. Hopefully he will turn up.
Okay.
If he doesn't turn up, you can just imagine him sitting here. Okay, so we've got a Stokerverse card game which has come out from Iconic Studios. Dacre and I got it today. Came in the post. Have you got your copy there, Dacre?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold.
There it is. It is a thing of beauty.
That's the box. Yeah,
that's the box. It's really nice. That's artwork by Sam Santos.
It's incredible.
Hang on, hold it back up again.
My one-handed preview video. Yeah, it's beautiful.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to have get all three of us in the and play it.
Yeah, we can do
talk
that.
About the rules and talk about how to play it. It'd be kind of fun.
It's in mass production. I've been told very soon, next couple of days. It's a worldwide release, and then quite excitingly for us, that includes Asian territories as well.
Wow.
So one of the lovely things about this game
how do we get it?
Well, you can't get it yet.
Okay.
It's going into production.
Where would we get it?
Is a prototype. Once I know where we can get it, I will let you guys know. You'll be the first to know.
Awesome.
Okay.
You'll be the first to know. Okay.
Cool.
So
I don't have any of the pictures you were talking about, but I do have a lot of pictures for Glenn Fabry, and I have a lot of pictures that you sent me in regards to all of the video images.
Okay. Well, we'll take it.
Game images.
Grant, we'll take it one product at a time. So
wait a minute. I found it.
What did you find?
I don't know. I think I found it. Yep. There we go.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hang on. Give me a second.
Nothing like live. It's live.
It's always fun this way.
This is it. Look, Dacre's putting it up. Look, there we go. Because it's going on the shelf. It's going on the shelf.
There we go. Right next to
There we go.
Himself.
There we are.
Cool.
Lovely. Lovely.
Nice.
I did have one of those shelves, and then my cat just knocked everything down, destroyed everything,
You
wrecked it
used to have a
all.
green screen too.
I used to have a green screen. Now that's no longer the case.
There we go.
Um,
That one, right?
that's the one. So that's the Terminator 40th anniversary limited edition book that's coming out. So yay! It's quite exciting. That's pretty exciting. So yeah, just in the card game, what's really cool about the card game is that it also contains characters that Bram Stoker wrote about. So we've put in, Countess Doligen from Dracula's Guest, White Worm from there of the White Worm, all of that sort of stuff. So the game itself it's up to 6 players. You play as a vampire hunter, and you have to go and kill various monsters and make your way. Yeah, there she is. There she is. It's pretty horrific. We didn't pull any punches with this one. Sam Santos did a great job with the artwork. Yeah. So yeah, it's a fun game. If we want to move on, then we can chat about the Stokerverse film that's in production as well.
Yes.
I see John's holding up another Dracula Beyond Stoker. Did you like that one? Right. I've been in every book so far. That's been fun to work with those guys on. Anyway, so the Stokerverse film that is in production from XG3. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty cool film. Dacre, do you want to talk a little bit about why Carmilla's important and why we're bringing that character into the Stokerverse?
Yeah, just briefly, guys. Obviously the author, Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu, was actually an acquaintance of Bram's. He was not only an author, but he was an editor of a newspaper that Bram actually wrote literary reviews for. So, many people think that, the Dracula was the first vampire novel, but no, Carmilla was actually, even before that, female vampire. And I am convinced when I've analyzed the notes, and this is, the Bible for me and Chris, when we analyze the notes, the typescript, the journals, we look at all these little clues, where things come from. Bram never wrote an autobiography, but we look into his notes as only we can, compare lots of things. Bram planned to set Dracula in Austria. Styria is the province, the same place where Carmilla was set. That's critical. That's well laid out in his notes. So my theory is that Bram was following in the footsteps of a fellow Irishman who already established the fact that vampires are, potentially real. He's got people believing it, years before Dracula came out, and Le Fanu set the tone with a very believable vampire story. And Bram, however, he went to Whitby. He found Vlad the Impaler in a book. He found another book by a Scottish lady, Emily Gerard. She set her story in Transylvania. Bram found Vlad Dracula in Wallachia, right next to Transylvania, and he shifted the story away from Austria. And so look, that is part of the lore of Dracula, and Chris and I have kind of pulled it back together. And the fact that he talked about Countess Doligen von Gratz, which was actually part of Dracula earlier. The Gratz was also Austria. So all of these things, Le Fanu paved the way. Stoker jumped on board. Stoker Mcauly are bringing it back to life with the help of Iconic Studios and Shane as well in our Dracula Turn Cult of the White Worm scratch comic. So we are keeping this whole original idea of My Uncle Bram's alive.
Fantastic.
Nope.
That was actually Bathory, Countess Bathory. Yeah.
Yes. So we are embarking on bringing a part of that world back into the light. And we are very, very happy to be involved with this as XG3. So Dr. Mcauly, we have the script is ready. The director's script is ready. Shot list is being finalized. We have a crew in Ireland. And so Stoker versus Carmilla will be filmed as a short. and which
Cool.
will then be followed into all of the film festival circuits that exist around the world. Just like we did with the Stranded Warriors trailer, which we are preparing to then send out our own fan films, The Stranded Warrior, followed by The Tower Protocol Resurrection, and then, of course, Carmilla, which is we have very, very high hopes for the production. The crew is has done some of this already. They've laid the groundwork, and so we believe that we're going to have another winner, and we're looking forward to that. So thank you, gentlemen, for bringing that to us and having XG3 involved. So
Yep, that's
I
fantastic.
believe, I believe in good things that will come from this.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
good artistic endeavor.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then if we can move on, we can talk a little bit more about the video game.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That one I
So
have.
Dracula Dark Reign. Dracula Dark Reign, there was big news this week because another stellar artist, Glenn Fabry, is doing the cover art for the box. So there's Glenn there. There's some of the stuff, very famous for doing Preacher. He's been involved in 2000 AD and Marvel and all sorts of things. He's done other video game pieces of box art as well. Most famously, the Hulk for Sega and stuff like that. So that's it's gone past. There we go. There's the Hulk. That was everywhere. That was the big.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and Glenn's known for the headshot. He would continually tell me, "Make sure people know I invented the headshot." I am not sure if that's true, but he's told me to tell everybody that. Yeah, he had. I think he had 2000 AD Slee, and he had a headshot in that as well. And if you just cycle through Tipsy, we've got these are brand new images from the game. This is the London sewer level of the video game. Okay, so you get to go below London sewers, and then that's some of his Batman stuff there. It was a really good cover he did as well.
He put that together. My fault.
So there we go, and I think we maybe have a couple of images of the Psalm level. I'm not sure if they came through.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Okay.
And gonna switch.
So that we have up, Doc, is
Nobody's seen these before. This is the Dracula Dark Reign game. It's due out this year. At the end of the year, there's going to be a playable demo released around Halloween time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do this.
There we go. Uh-oh. You there?
Okay.
Yes, I think. Is there? Yeah, are we good? We should be good. Oh,
I hate when we lose a guest when they fall over. That beer must have been really strong.
There we go. Hopefully you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Was that the cat?
The camera is there. We go. No, it's my internet connection. It's a bit like Clint's trying at the minute to connect, but he's got very bad internet connection. I don't know what's going on with me as well. I'm having bad internet connection. But anyway, the Psalm level. So these are some of the images of the Psalm level. We have set this game, after the Dracula novel. So it's some parts of it are set during the Dracula novel, and some parts are set after it. So we're continuing the Stokerverse narrative now in the video game as well. But yeah, Glenn joining us is great news. That Glenn's also worked on Dark Legacies with myself and Claudia, so that's a nice continuation. And then we've got Frankendice. We can talk about Frankendice a little bit. We can show off the cover of Frankendice. Again, this hasn't been seen. This is the next tabletop game that will be coming out. It will be going to Kickstarter on Halloween night, I've been told, hopefully.
Good timing.
You never know much about Kickstarter, because unfortunately it takes them a little bit of time to approve everything, but there it is there. Again, this is artwork done by Sam Santos. The game has been created by Andy Brown. It's coming from Andy Brown Games. and there's a chap, Leo Boyd, who has helped Andy as well with visuals and things like that. Leo did the logo for Frankenstein's there, and this is a little bit of a departure from the Stokerverse. This is a family-friendly game. It's actually orientated for families. So we all know that kids love to build monsters, and the whole aspect of this game is you're building monsters, and then you have to go and capture villagers before they storm your castle. So it's a lot of fun. And whenever we thought about this, actually, I was very mindful of Dacre's grandkids and stuff, and I thought that this actually might be quite a fun game for him to play with his grandkids. But yeah, it's lovely, some lovely artwork there. Very friendly Frankenstein's monster there. When they capture the villagers, they don't eat them. They don't do anything horrible to them.
What do they do to them?
I did not write the story for this game, because if I did, something horrible would happen to those villagers. And now we come on to something else. We are bringing out another beer in Alberta in Canada.
Whoa.
Now,
I don't have a picture of that, do I?
You don't.
No. I was about to say, I don't remember seeing a picture of that one. I would have been all over that one.
No, you're off the hook with that one.
Damn it.
You're off the hook with that one. So it's a brewery called Trial and Ale. They specialize in Trial and Ale.
I can find it. Go ahead. Spell it. Trial. TR.
Trial and IAL.
IAL. What?
AL.
Trial and
Ale. Yeah. So they specialize in gourmet beers. There we go. So connected to them are gourmet restaurants, and our beer is called Let Me In. With the whole mythology of Dracula having to be invited over the threshold, and it's going to be paired with some of their gourmet pizzas. So and now this is all leading up to us talking about Shadows of the Stokerverse, a brand new book in the Stokerverse. So I'm going to let Shane talk about this to start off with. So Shane, do you want to talk about how the book came together and why we're doing it?
Sure. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
You actually have a really good mic, but your video is just not working tonight for you.
Yeah, I can see myself, but no one can see me. So
well, that's the important part, right?
The video, the camera's working. I don't know why it's not picking up. I don't know. Really exciting project this for me, because obviously being a comics publisher, this is a bit of a departure from what I've done before. But I was talking to Clint Langley, the artist, and off the back of doing the Stokerverse roleplay game, he just had all these ideas for images. I mean, he's a really creative guy. I hate talking for people, but as he's not here, I'm going to do that. There we go. Dacre's got an example there of some of the artwork, and Clint's approach to Dracula and the world of Dracula is just so unique, and it's so visceral and full of energy, and he really does approach it in a way that no other artist ever has, I think. There we go. Thanks for that, Dacre. I love his stuff, and we were talking, and he had all these great ideas for images. And he said, "I'd really like to just do an art book of just all this stuff. I've got so much stuff. Can we do an art book together?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be great." But loads and loads of people are doing art books. Could we do something a bit different? So I spoke to Chris about the idea, and brought in Dacre as well about the idea about not just doing an art book, but actually bringing in some stories to expand what the Stokerverse is about. We've got a bit of an echo there. I don't know if it's my fault, but I've got headphones on, so
we're good on this end. At least on my end.
Yeah, eventually the echo is going to go to everyone. But it just seemed like such a better way of doing it, to bring in Chris and say, let's create some stories. So we showed the images to Chris, and he was inspired, I think, by what Clint had done. And he started sending all these stories in based on the images. And then something really cool happened. Clint got inspired, by Chris's stories, and there was this like reciprocal energy going around through the emails and through the images, through the stories, and before we knew it, we had all this material, and this book, The Shadows of the Stokerverse, just came out of that sort of need to create something really cool. And it's really a unique way of telling stories that hasn't been done for a long while. The idea of an illustrated storybook is something that I think really strikes into people's imaginations, because there are a lot of people who love Dracula who aren't necessarily into comics, but they love prose, but they also love the artwork. So we thought, why not combine that? Just give people what they want, basically. So we've created this beautiful book of amazing artwork from Clint and really cool stories from Chris. I mean, Chris will tell you more about the stories, but I've read them, obviously, that have been sent so far. And it's still happening. The creative process is still happening. There's going to be a total of 20 stories in this book. And anyone who's read Chris's stuff knows what they're going to get. They know they're going to get really hard-hitting, really visceral, visual storytelling. And anyone who's seen Clint's art, if you're a fan of Warhammer, or if you're a fan of 2000 AD, you know what you sort of know what you're going to get. But you're going to be really surprised, because the stuff that Clint is putting out is really, really different to some of the other work he's done. But if you have a look at some of the stuff that he's done for the RPG, that'll give you a little inkling of. But some of the images are just incredible. We have got some, I think, Tipsy, that have been shared. I don't know if they've already gone up earlier in the show, but there are some. We did share some images from the book.
Yeah. The cover should be there. So that's the cover of the RPG that Clint did. That's the standard cover. Dacre's got one of the special covers behind him there with the this is the thing, like Dacre and I have these very extended conversations about the tone of the Stokerverse and where it should be. So although I write these stories, Dacre is providing me the background, the information. He's making sure that everything that we do would be in tone with what Bran would have envisaged. Now, having said that, we are moving into original story territory now. The two of us are, Dacre comes up with some great ideas. I mean, we've got stories in there about Bran, about Bram's involvement with the Golden Dawn Magical Society, and all of that's coming from Dacre's research into that. We've got all the really, really cool things, really cool ideas that we're putting in here, and Clint's just sending me a message saying, I try to get in, but the internet's dropping every time that he tries to get in.
No.
But Clint is. Yeah, it's beautiful. If you can get it up there, Tipsy. So the Shadows of the Stokerverse cover, it's beautiful. It's
that one.
No.
Oh, okay.
It'll be one. It'll be the last email I sent you.
Gotcha.
It should be in there, and the last email I sent you. But
Gotcha. Give me a second.
No. There'll be period horror stories. Dacre, do you want to talk a little bit about how you feel whenever you see Clint's artwork? Because whenever we're sharing it,
I mean, it's impressionistic, but it has a tone of horror like I've really never seen. You get this vibe of sort of a apocalyptic world in the Dracula domain. I mean, this picture, I keep pulling it out here because it gives me the willies. When you look closely, this is Dracula holding the little baby.
Oh,
this is the baby in the story that he has to feed the brides. Now, I mean, this is, I don't want to, if Clint was here, I'd say, this is sick stuff, But no, Bram Stoker invented the whole damn idea of sacrificing the baby. Clint's just exploited it in a really cool
Sure,
way, like
that's what
only
they all
Clint
say.
Langley can. But look at the Dracula face. This is Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is not, with all due respect to Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi, Gary Oldman, Jack Palance, everybody else. No, he is dialed into the vibe of Uncle Bram and brought it to another level, which creates this feeling that it's not human. Obviously, it's undead. It's a supernatural being, so it defies the boundaries of the exact symmetry of a human body. It is this creature that kind of can flow between mist, darkness, repelling by light. It's got really cool things dripping off of it. You're not sure if it's blood or just mucus or, it is just so, I think Shane said visceral. That is a great word for it. And it just continues to kind of, evoke these thoughts. When Chris and I look at them, we go, oh God, we got to come up with something cool. Now, remember this in the story, or remember this we saw in the notes. And it's like, yeah, we got to do this. And then I sort of package that off to Chris, and he works his magic, just like Clint works his magic. So it's really cool to have someone like this who you just feel you're connected to the other end of his brush or whatever tools he uses. I just feel like somehow we're connected to him. And he'd probably say, yeah, guys, and I'm connected to some of the stuff you guys write too.
And if you look back at a previous episode at IFB, we had Clint on, and Clint talked extensively about Stokerverse. I mean, to the point where he's painted a spider creature on a wall of his bedroom from the Stokerverse, and it watches him every night.
Okay.
Whoa.
Right?
I don't like spiders.
And we're sending these messages backwards and forwards to each other, and and he's so what about this, and then I come up with a story idea, and he gets very excited, and then we moves forward. And it's just between Dacre, myself, and Clint. This book is going to expand the Stokerverse out a lot more. I mean, there's the cover of it.
There we go.
Beautiful lupine werewolf head. And I think it's this product's something that we're going to be very very proud of. Now it's come with the Kickstarter. I think you can wishlist it now, or you can. What's the correct term, Shane?
Yeah, you can sign up to the Kickstarter. It's not launched yet, but you can sign up so that you'll be informed as soon as it does launch.
Okay.
What's it called?
And yeah, it's called Shadows of the Stokerverse.
I mean, the Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's the title.
Shadows. Okay, I'll look it up. Hang on.
Yeah.
So,
keep talking.
So we'll stick a link in there somewhere below in one of the comments, so everybody can click on it and get informed whenever it goes live. It should be live any day now.
Hey, Chris, let's give a plug though to one thing. You just guys got a glimpse of the incredible cover. It's a werewolf on there, right? So you're wondering, what the hell's the Stokerverse got to do with werewolves? If we knocked off, we'd done Frankenstein, werewolves. Now you got to realize, Bram Stoker's research included Sabine Baring-Gould's book on werewolves. He connected. He was the first vampire writer to connect the wolf to the human form of the vampire. He had, in the London Zoo, he had Dracula go in the zoo, had the wolf escape. So this was not, this doesn't get picked up in many movies. The Coppola movie does it, but it is back to the novel. It's back to Bram's research, and the superstitions that were found in the Emily Gerard book in Transylvania had all this stuff about werewolves. There was one in there actually about a French botanist who had to keep warm, so he had obviously a big brown blanket on him of wolf skin. So he was hunkered down in the forest, looking at the little bugs and flowers as he was studying them. So all the villagers who could see in a distance this wolf-like form bouncing up and down, and then it stood up, and they thought, my God, that's the superstition we're all talking about, and they sent this guy out to go shoot him. So this was real stuff happening back in the 1800s, where the superstition and reality came together, and Bran did the same thing. So this is another way that Chris and I have sort of said, well, look, we don't have to do just bats and rats and vampires in the Stokerverse. We're now sort of showing our maturity, and we're branching off into other areas that we know, are in concert with this, and the theme is the same.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's interesting because the first sort of recorded werewolf was a guy called Peter Stuber, around about 15, I think it was 1540, something like that, there in Germany, and he was accused of werewolfery, witchcraft, and cannibalism. And you can say it was a story a little bit like a sorcerer. It's a bit like Abertach in Ireland, where it was a sorcerer and a vampire, and this is like a sorcerer and a werewolf. But he did actually kill children. It's quite a horrific story. Go and research it. But it's fascinating, the occult, all of this kind of stuff that Dacre and I are injecting into the Stokerverse. It's all like, it is authentically what we believe that Bram would have loved to have done if he had more time. I mean, the thing with Bram Stoker is that he was doing so much. He was the manager of a Lyceum Theatre. He was an illustrator. He was a painter. He was crafting novels and fantasy and poetry, and he did so much in his life. But we believe that if Bram was still around today, he would really enjoy what's happening. I mean, his work is. Yeah, his work's coming. I mean, it hit me pretty hard when I held the card game. I think you were probably the same, Dacre. You get a box like that and you open the cards. And, Dacre and I have basically put Bram's name out there and work out into so many different media. And we're not allowed to talk about the television show yet, but maybe soon. But we're not yet. Naughty Chris. But we are
even allowed to mention.
Hang on, what was that again? Can you say that?
No. But
let me rewind this. Hang on.
There's this wonderful thing that Dacre does, and I have to pay tribute to him. Is that this is very sincere and authentic. This is something. This is a form of, as far as I'm concerned, protection of the family legacy and making sure that Bram's voice is heard throughout the centuries and throughout various media. And that takes a tremendous amount of effort and work. And, Dacre goes on speaking tours, and he does, a lot of stuff to promote, as far as I'm concerned, Irish literature and Irish heritage in the promotion of Bram Stoker. And, together we're trying to make Bram Stoker relevant in the world today. So, yeah, I mean, Stokerverse is something that I think, I think we're all very proud of. Anybody who's been involved in it, we're all very proud of it. And we're moving towards, Shadows of the Stokerverse. We're going to give people, an incredible experience in a book, in a novel book. And then Dacre's plug-in, right? So if we switch to Dacre, he's got issue 2 is just out of Cult of the White Worm. And you see, that's Carmilla on the cover there.
Camilla, yeah,
there she is. There she is. But again,
Mike Collins,
Shane, you.
Yeah, Shane, you got to talk to Shane about this.
Shane about that one.
Yeah,
that's the products that Scratch Comics bring out are incredible. Very, very high quality work. And it's not the mainstream sort of stuff that just gets churned out. Everything has a lot of meticulous care in it. So do you want to talk about issue 2 a little bit, Shane, since you're here?
Sure. Yeah, and that cover, by the way, is by Mike Collins, who's, if any comic fans will be aware of, because he's a bit of a legend in the comics world. Brilliant cover by Mike Collins. And there's another one there. Tony, I can't remember his surname now. The artist there, Tony. Is his first name, and his second name has escaped me for some reason. But absolutely beautiful cover there, almost photorealistic. And our friend
that isn't
David
a photo. It looks like a photo.
No. It's a painting.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? That was the Kickstarter exclusive. Not many, and that there's another exclusive there as well by David Hitchcock. Now this cover is great because it shows some of the other characters that are starting to creep into the Stokerverse. So we've got Wolfman there. We've got the Stokerverse version of Jekyll and Hyde. There's some really cool characters starting to creep in there. But it's the Stokerverse version of those characters. And David is obviously David Hitchcock, who did that cover. His interpretation is second to none. It really is. And there's a short story in issue 2 as well with art by David Hitchcock, written by Chris and Dacre. There we go. Thanks, Dacre.
Well, it's a very important. That's a very important short story.
Very important story.
That's where you find out who Dracula really is.
That person looks kind of familiar.
Yeah.
Might be Bram Stoker in there.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is as well. I mean, this is where Dacre's research comes in. Bram Stoker said that Dracula was a true story. It is a true story. Absolutely, it's a true story. And through a fictionalized story, piece of work in here, but we do reveal who Dracula was based on, and it wasn't Vlad III at all. It was somebody that Bram Stoker knew intimately in Victorian society and worked with. We're bringing out all of these aspects within the Stokerverse and within various forms of media.
It seems like it just keeps growing. It's fantastic. The storyline keeps growing.
I love the way that Camilla has been brought in as well into the story. It's inspired. It really is, and she just seems to fit so naturally into the main strip with art by Chris Geary. She's introduced right at the beginning, and you get a feel straight away that she belongs in the Stokerverse. It's really well written.
There will be a third one. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Next year.
Yeah. Next year we'll be doing hopefully issues 2 and 3 next year, quite close together, back to back. That's the plan. Because we'd like to get it moving, because there's so much going on in the Stokerverse. We want to be able to keep up with all the developments. We started with the comics, and everything else has overtaken because everything else has come out so quickly. So it's really exciting to sort of be halfway through now.
Do you know, Dacre? It's the Stokerverse this month is technically 4 years old.
Wow.
Our birthday. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, this month. This month we signed our contract with AUK for Virgins Embrace.
Oh boy.
The very first one. The very first one. But yeah, product wise we're 3 years, but actually officially we're 4 years. And looking back at what we've done in 4 years, sometimes it's a bit overwhelming. It's a bit crazy, but it shows we've got great publishing partners, and there's a hunger for this. There's a massive hunger for Dracula out there at the minute. But the key thing is, and I don't often beat our drum hard, but the key thing is that we are attempting to stay as close as we can to Bram Stoker's original vision.
Yeah, back to the original. I mean, you can see this. I'll plug the film Last Voyage of the Demeter. There was a loyal following. It wasn't a box office smash, but
it was good though.
Film. Yeah, and that's the type of film that is really very close to Bram's rendition, and I think it would have fit in nicely. And some of the other films in the Dracula world have been big departures, and some have hit certain crowds. But what we're doing, I think, is playing to his devoted fans, the ones that want the original Dracula, but want to play them on a game or on a board game or read a comic about it. Expand the range, but keep the theme fairly similar to this yellow cover up over my shoulder, and the red writing, which degeneration and decomposition from the Victorian era comes back to life with the Stokerverse nowadays.
Well, gentlemen, I just want to quickly acknowledge those that are watching that have joined us live here. We have Dr. Mcauly and Dacre Stoker, and Shane is here as well. He represents that the black the void there. He is
hang on, let me I'll get a close up on him. Hang on. Ready?
Comic book,
I've got him now, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. But not with everybody else. But
no, I have him there, but I'm working on getting him there.
There we go. Yay. Raj, thank you.
Real.
Mark, Daniel, Chelsea, Ty, Liza, Raton, Pasma, Martina, and Rudal, and Ronald, and Kaushal, and Sony, Savannah Day, and Russell Martin, Darm, Craig, Patrick, Erica, MD Abdullah, and Dave, and Arjul, and Jesse, and Minaj, and Mark, and Chris Coleman. Thank you, everybody, for joining us live on top of Baz and Paul and Lola and Charlene and George G, Christopher, let's see, Victor Chong, Alexander, Ramklash. You're here with Shane and Dr. Mcauly and Dacre Stoker and myself, New York Pete, and of course Tipsy Toaster. Shane, tell us a little bit more on what's going on in your neck of the woods in publishing. I know that you're working heavily involved with Stokerverse. How's that looking as we speak?
Okay, so as we just said, issue 2 of Dracula: The Return has just come out. It's also been in comic shops now for a little while. So if you want to grab a copy, if you've got a local comic shop, it is available in all good comic shops. And I think there's been a reorder of issue 1, so you can still get issue 1. We are running a bit short of issue 1, though. It might have to go to a second print, in fact.
Excellent.
which is almost unheard of in the world of indie comics. But I do know that Dacre has some of the deluxe issue ones. Some of the last ones, actually, Dacre. You've done well there.
Well, that's why I was so worried about how they managed how UPS almost screwed up them coming from England to me. But we got them, Shane. We got them.
So glad. I'm so glad you got them.
I'm bringing them to Romania with me next week.
Wow.
To have them at the launch of Stoker Wines at Bran Castle, and that's why I was so nervous about getting them. Yeah.
And that's a very rare book now because, like I say, I think that's possibly some of the last copies you've got there, Dacre, of issue 1, the deluxe version. Anyway,
this one.
That's the regular version. The deluxe version is actually only available in person from either me or Dacre.
Okay. Oh wow!
Yeah, that's the one.
Look at that! Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Shane Oakley cover.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Pull that up. Hold that up, Dacre. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, could you bring that up, Chris, Tipsy, and
that one?
No, the one that Dacre's holding up.
Oh, I'm sorry. You gotta give me a hint here, buddy.
All right.
I got too many cameras. There we go.
There we go. That's it. Look at that.
Beautiful cover on that.
Fantastic.
That's a in-person only cover, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. So I got a couple of copies left that I sell at conventions, and Dacre has the only other copies because it was a Kickstarter exclusive, and we said it would never be available in the shops.
Right.
So we've kept our word on that one.
Good.
And likewise.
But you and I may need to have a little conversation about, you know how Dark Legacies went. I think we could do the same for this one.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll do that.
Super
secret.
I see secret stuff going on.
But
there's going to be a very special edition that we probably can't talk about yet. But
excellent.
Bad Chris. Bad Chris. No, bad Chris.
Super secret edition that is pinned and
but
Dr. Macaulay's blood is actually in the
Yes, that's right.
Like, we get diamond distribution, which is pretty powerful. It's pretty special. To be out by diamond, So, I think we have a really good partnership with Scratch. And Shadows of the Stokerverse is going to be an incredible book.
It's going to be amazing, and it's a great expansion to the whole mythos. It really is. It's sort of a springboard for the next stage of the Stokerverse. That's the way I see it, because all these new stories and all these new interpretations of these iconic characters. It's for the first time we've seen some of these in the Stokerverse. So it's a really special book. You know, if you're enjoying the comics, if you're enjoying the games, I think this book is just like an essential purchase. It really is, especially if you enjoyed the RPG as well, because that artwork from Clint is just absolutely stunning. So I'm really excited about all of these projects, you know, that we're doing for the Stokerverse, and it really is an honor to be part of it. It really is, and I just feel like part of the family now.
Oh, absolutely. So Shane, I just wanted to shout out to those that have tuned in and listened to us, Amal and Thier and Levy and Mike Bauer and Marcel, Gustavo, Kelly, Rana, Guyen, Erica, Jacob, Ed Simon, Roland, Randy, Eduardo, and everybody else that are watching us live. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that tunes in afterwards. We've been hitting the tens of thousands of views after our show airs live. So,
Right.
you know, everybody that tunes in, thank you guys. We really appreciate it. Oh, as a matter of fact, I promised that I would ask Dacre, when and where can we acquire the wine? Is that something we can get in the States?
Oh, no. This is just like the comics. I've got the one bought. No, I'm just kidding.
My precious.
So the wine launches in Romania on the 28th.
Okay.
How much is
from
the ticket to
Grand Castle.
Romania? Hang on.
So yeah, come on over. Like there's a party there, boys. So in 2025 we'll have the wine in Ireland and England, and hopefully shortly after, either late 2025 or 2026, it'll be in America. Obviously, what you have to worry about with sort of boutique limited wines like this is FDA approval and trademarks, and then distribution. And we want to get it absolutely right, the right places. It's not going to be a cheap wine that just shows up everywhere. It's going to be special wine. That we've got. We're going to have rosé, red, whites, merlot, cabs, and so we got a big range. This is an existing vineyard that we purchased that's been going for like 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And the vines were even older than that. We're just doing the big rehab thing to create a tasting center, to store the wine properly, and actually get better distribution out of Romania. In a nutshell, Romania has had great wines, but communism has kept it within Romania for many years. When communism fell in 1989, the Romanians were behind the eight ball. How do we get this stuff to the world? And nobody really figured out how to do it because they weren't into international commerce. So it's taken, outside monies, outside expertise to come in and help bring these wines around the world. And that's what we're doing. And I joke and I say, look, Dracula was the first Stoker export from Romania. Stoker Wines is now going to be the second.
Excellent.
And Dacre, what's the famous line from Bela Lugos?
I don't drink wine. Then I say, said who? 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 Not anymore.
Not anymore. Well, thank you for filling us in, Dacre. We look forward to that. Ray Brown and Ed Talone, Shannon Yoder, let's see, Mohammed, Mahmoud, and of course, Kim. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in to IFB, Interfleet Broadcasting Live. We have great guests here that we are always very, very lucky to have. We're privileged to have all of you here all at the same time. Dr. Mcauly, who is executive creative producer here on IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. Dacre, of course, you know that you're always welcome here on IFB as part of the Stokerverse, or even just on your own to give us updates whenever that's possible. Shane, open door for you as well to make sure. Yeah, we need to make sure that we push the Kickstarter. So when it's ready and up, let's make sure that we get those
Yeah.
dates and we get that rolling. I know
Cool.
Tipsy, you had that up earlier.
Yeah, hang on, I
So
got it again. Hang on, stand by.
yeah, let's see if we can just throw that up for those that want to jump in early. There you
Once
go.
again,
So
reach
that's
down here and notify me on launch.
yeah, so we can that'll be something. Stay tuned for more updates. You see that every time we have Dr. Mcauly on, he either purposely or not slips up and gives us those little tidbits, those nuggets.
Well, if I can
Information.
just jump in very quickly and
Please
say
do.
thank you to yourself, Tipsy, John One. I'm right in saying that we're hitting 40. We can hit 40 to 60,000 views on our week's broadcasting. This is all due to your hard work, guys. I turn up and have a couple of pints and drink and have a good time with you and our viewers.
That's the fun part, yeah.
I have the easy job. I have the easy job here. And I love being executive producer of IFB. It's very close to my heart. But I do sincerely want to thank you guys, because I know this doesn't just happen. And Tipsy, you've got a very busy day job and stuff like that, and you take the time out to do this, and it's not an easy job that you have running the tech
I can
stuff.
click buttons, no problem.
So yeah. yeah. But so I just want to say that thank you very much, guys. It's appreciated.
Thank you, sir. It's
You're
a pleasure to be
well
on with you,
seconded.
and I haven't heard from you in a while, so it's been you've been busy, so
Oh, it's been busy. It's been busy.
If gentlemen, if you have time, I know Shane, this is really a strain for you, but also the invitation I'm going to make now is for all of you. But October 31st
First.
happens to be a
Thursday.
Thursday, and it's Halloween.
Ooh.
So you're more than welcome to stop in. It would be kind of fun. If you can, please do. But if you cannot, I understand that you have other responsibilities.
Well,
But keep that in mind. We'd
We
love
can
to
do
have you, even if you drop.
we have IFB has a Stokerverse exclusive on Halloween.
this
Uh,
audio, right?
an audio reading by
Yes.
a Battlestar Galactica legend.
Um,
And he did such an amazing job on that, by the way.
yeah.
Oh,
I
The
talked to him
conversations-
I talked to that person on the phone, and
yeah.
he was
He
like,
liked
"Oh,
it.
I just read it as an
Yeah.
old person because that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am." I'm like, dude,
was-
you nailed it.
He was extremely. I was sending that stuff to Dacre, and it was like, yeah, we were listening to this and going. First of all, I was amazed that that person agreed to it for a
Mhm.
start. We've had conversations on the phone, he and I, and he's been giving me an awful lot of insight into the industry that I wouldn't have had without him. So anyway, look, I don't want to give too much away because we'll tease it out next week, and we'll
Yes, we will.
do it on the on the night. I will be there on the night for Halloween,
Excellent.
and
And Pete will be dressed up as Pete.
So you get your colonial warrior jackets.
There
ready,
you go,
'cause
there you
that's
go.
how you do it.
That's it. I've actually ordered a helmet.
Oh, perfect.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I've ordered a helmet. I don't know when it's going to be here, but I've ordered a
Should order a
helmet.
Cylon helmet.
Which one? Not a
Um,
Cylon helmet.
No,
Should have. I mean, come on.
Hey!
Cylons and
no.
Terminator, they're just like
Well-
that close,
I don't root for AI. Oh, that was a very political statement. I didn't mean to say it.
Down with the robots. Down with the robots.
Yeah. Well, no, guys. Honestly, it's going to be a fun couple of weeks.
Fantastic.
And maybe a Halloween out. Maybe Dacre and I can talk about something else that's big.
Ooh.
I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe soon. We'll see.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Too.
it's getting close, but yeah, we'll have to be careful.
Excellent. Well,
Fun
Paul-
radio
Paul,
show. That'd be kind
Commander
of fun too.
Kane, he's correct. He's making a correction, right? As a point
It's
of
not a
information. It's not a costume. It's a flight suit.
Flight suit.
If you ever watched, oh crap, I can't remember what's the name of the show. That comes from Big Bang Theory.
That's
it's
right.
not a costume.
Exactly
this is a flight suit.
Tipsy. Excellent. That's right.
But Paul, our beloved Commander Kane, he goes to bed in Battlestar Galactica jammies. I've heard. No, I've seen Paul's very kindly done a live video where you can see all his kit and all his gear.
Yeah,
it's great. He's one of the greatest ambassadors for classic Battlestar.
Absolutely,
I've ever met.
We've hung out with him. We've had the pleasure. Really, really cool guy. So Paul, everybody, all the fans,
Mary and Lola and all the people,
Lola, Charlene,
they are really the people that
Super
Richard Hatch had said,
yes,
yep,
Patton.
keep the faith. Yep,
everybody,
they are all keepers of the faith.
Absolutely, incling our.
We need a shirt
tonight.
that says that, like "Keepers of the Faith" with the Battlestar Galactica symbol on it.
There we go.
So to all of you out
and they're
there,
fans. So there you go.
Thank you for joining us.
Wait! I got to open up my thing because I'm not waiting till next week.
What are you talking about? Oh no!
I'm not waiting till next week to open that damn box.
No. Well then, all right. So, all right, you're in it now, guys. There's no getting out of it. So Tipsy Toaster went ahead and bought some of the exclusive Funko Battlestar Galactica. These are the ones, Doc Mcauly, that you played the game.
I played the game. I was very kindly given the game to review for IFB, which I did, I think, a couple of episodes ago.
Yes.
So these are they. This is the
Cylons, and I have not opened this box up yet.
Okay, so this is the setup, right? So Funko came out with a game, and in the game there's various old shows that are represented in this video game. And in it there is a classic Battlestar Galactica portion, and they then came out with a limited release of a new Cylon, and there's two versions.
He's
right?
standing on a skull.
All right. So
that's a Terminator reference there.
Yes.
One, right?
And so, but there's an exclusive. There's a purple Cylon.
Pink. It's a pinkish purple. Yeah.
Yeah. So the big to do is, will Tipsy go ahead? Come on, open it.
You were doing the setup. I was going to leave you up there. So
is he going to get the exclusive, the purple one? Or did he end up with just 2 silver Cylons?
Three. I ordered 3.
You ordered 3?
Yep.
Okay.
Increase my chances because you didn't order any. Maybe I will actually get the chase.
I didn't order any. All right. Let's see what you got.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. We're going to merge over, and I'll whip out the knife. And
now be careful with that knife, for God's sake, because you've had a lot of rum.
Open that up. All right, here we go. Oh Lord!
Ooh! Oh, unboxing the new Funko exclusive, and we're looking for that purple Cylon. Tipsy Toaster bought 3. He bought 3 of them.
Yes. Don't worry, I'll write them off. Right, so here they are.
Oh,
we don't have that. That's all we got. All right, see you all next week. All right, so I guess this part opens up at the top here.
Delay on the echo.
I'll open that up, and here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Yeah, let's go.
And we have...
He got it.
We have 2 normal and 1 chase. Yes.
You got it or not?
I got the chase.
Yes.
So here we go.
Ta-da!
There's the chase. There, the exclusive chase. The purple one.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Pete, for not ordering one so I could get one for once.
Oh, that's nice.
And then
that's
I have
really
an
nice.
extra.
Cylon.
I have an extra that
Cylon.
maybe we'll
That's
give
right,
away
Eric.
at some point in time.
Oh, that is so cool. Excellent.
I have hopes that they'll go and do other of these characters
so cool.
inside of the Battlestar Galactica universe. My big hope.
I guarantee they will.
My big hope is the Imperious Leader. Is Lucifer? I haven't played the game. I actually want to play the game, but I just, once again, I live indoors and eat, so I don't have time to play. Is Lucifer in that game?
Yes.
Ooh, that would be cool too. They got Lucifer. I want
it's not a
Lucifer,
bad game.
and I want the Imperious Leader.
It's not a bad game. I mean, look, Knight Rider's referenced in it in the Battlestar Galactica. It's a very clever game, and it's built for people like us who are old crusties who like 1970s, 1980s Universal shows. That's exactly what it's for. My gripe with it is that it's quite expensive, and it's a repetitive. But the Battlestar Galactica part of it is amazing. That once you get the theme tune and you can play as Boomer, you can play as Apollo, you can play as Starbuck.
And we're saying Boomer and Apollo as the original cast, not not the rep.
Winner, chicken dinner. Here's to you, Tipsy Toaster, and to all our guests and to the fans. Thank you for tuning in. Fans, fuel the fleet and keep the faith, everybody. Here's to you and to IFB. Cheers, everyone, and
Cheers, everyone.
Stokerverse.
And we will. Are we? Is it
Cheers,
to sign off? Well, yes, we're signing off. I'm too excited to go to sleep now. I got cool stuff. Don't make me sign off. All right. So, but thanks for
sleep.
Thanks everybody, and we will see you next Thursday.
Bye,
Same bat
folks.
channel, same bat place. Hopefully, we will even have more cool information and cool stuff. What am I saying? We will have more cool information, cool stuff. But once again, thanks. It is important that we remember that you are the ones that create the universes and the ones that live in the universes, and the one that buy the materials and buy the stuff. It's the fans. It's all about the fans, and it's because the fans do fuel the fleet. So here's to you once again, and y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, lads.
Cheers.